Hi everybody, welcome back to the Thursday Sports Page. We start tonight with baseball. Now the sport is dominated by stats and numbers, and they mean so much to the players and the fans. But how are they calculated? What do they mean? Here's your chance to learn as Baysox radio guys Adam Pohl and Justin Gallanty give us a lesson in baseball statistics. Talk to me about how you figure out what a pitcher's ERA is, and what does ERA mean?
Well, first of all, as many that have known me, math has been my specialty over the years. So obviously, when you're in baseball, baseball is a game of numbers, and the numbers in the game mean a lot more than they do in other games. And of course, for pitchers, earned run average is such an important aspect of the game. So the ERA is an earned run average, and it's the earned run average as far as how many earned runs they allow per 9 innings. So, in essence, you would take the amount of earned runs that are allowed. You would then divide that by 9, and then times that into the innings in which they've thrown.
What is an earned run?
So an earned run is any run that scores by a player who got on base by a hit or a walk or a hit by pitch or a fielder's choice, anything that was not an error that allows a runner to get on base. If they score, that's an earned run, and then it's unearned if a runner got on base via an error or he came around to score and wouldn't have otherwise because of an error.
How do you figure out slugging percentage, and what is it?
If you have a single, that's 1 base, a double's 2, triple 3, home run is 4. So slugging percentage is pretty easy in that it takes, where your batting average is your hits, no matter what kind of hit it is, it's 1 hit. But your slugging percentage is your total bases divided by your at-bats. So instead of your hits divided by at-bats, which is your batting average, it's the total bases. So in essence, if you hit a home run in every at-bat, your slugging percentage is 4,000.
Talk about the stat on-base percentage.
But what on-base percentage does is it sort of accounts for everything that includes walks, whereas batting average is solely hits per at-bat. On-base percentage is number of times on base via hit, walk, or hit by pitch per plate appearance. So it really encapsulates every time you come to the plate, as opposed to batting average, which really only talks about hits.
Now, the Baltimore Orioles are a team who uses the stat OPS more than other teams because of the analytics and because of what general manager Mike Elias brings with him from Houston. What is OPS, and why is it so important to the Baltimore Orioles organization?
All right, so we're going to go back to what Justin talked about a little bit earlier. Justin talked about on-base percentage. What OPS is your on-base percentage added to your slugging percentage. And therefore, a really good OPS is 800. So a lot of guys that slug really well might have a slugging percentage around 500, and a really good on-base percentage is around 350. So if you've got an 850 on-base OPS, you're outstanding. 800 is usually that dividing line. If you see somebody above a 1,000 OPS, they're a dominant ball player. One of the fun stories, though, that I enjoyed in talking to some of the new Orioles brass is when they were with Houston, they were trying to get players to worry about their OPS but not really even care about what their batting average was, because to them the batting average did not matter. Their OPS is what mattered. So they wanted to put OPS on the scoreboard in Houston instead of batting average, but so many people complained that they switched back.
So I hope you enjoyed your lesson on baseball stats from Adam Pohl and Justin Gallanty. Now to the field. The Baysox magic number to clinch a playoff spot is down to 4 as they complete their series with Reading tonight. They lead Erie by 1 game in the Western Division of the Eastern League. To high school football, huge night in the county as every public school team from Prince George's County met at Flyers High School for the high school football Jamboree. Each team played a 30-minute scrimmage in which they were on offense and defense for 12 minutes. Let's get out to the field for the action. We pick it up with Largo taking on Bowie. Xavier Williams back to pass for the Lions. He hits Larry Williams to third, and that is a first down, and the Lions are in business. Now watch this play action by Williams. Good fake, rolls out. He's going to hit Latena and Igbo, and he's going to make a move right here. And the Lions down inside the 25-yard line. Looking for more, but the Bowie defense would tighten up. Trent Crawford steps in front of this pass. Now in the scrimmage, it's blown dead right there. And the Lions have to come back and start in their own territory. and then Bowie's defense just takes over. Safety first, no guy gets taken down to the ground right there, the quarterback, and then it's Kari Nelson, interception. That would have been a touchdown in the regular season game. Play is halted, scrimmage is over. Then the Duval Tigers took the field, taking on the Crossland Cavaliers. Duval on offense, so they're going to hand the ball to Caleb Bonner and watch him weave his way in between defenders right here, and he picks up the first down. Crossland defense getting good though, going to put some pressure on the quarterback, and he is going to be intercepted, and once again the play is blown dead, and Duval has to start over. They start marching down the field though, but first big hit right here from Jalen Crawford of the Cavaliers. Later in the drive, it's going to be Jaden Sewell hitting Justin Gunter. He takes a big hit, but he there is a defenseless receiver. There you see the flag, 15 more yards tagged on. Sewell then hits Kayvon Raymond, and Raymond gets down inside the 15-yard line. But Crossland's defense was up there, and they would keep Duval out of the end zone, and the scrimmage would come to an end. Just a wonderful event to showcase every high school football team in the county last night at Flowers High School. To soccer, the Terps begin their defense of their 2018 National Championship tonight when they open the season at home against South Florida. Head coach Sasho Cirovski and his team talked about training camp 2019 and the upcoming schedule.
We've had a good preseason. I think there will be some growing pains for this team a little bit because we did replace a lot, in the back, in the midfield, and up front. But I love training this group. They're all eyes and ears. They have a lot of grit, a lot of heart and guts, and I think we're gonna be a contender when it's all said and done.
So far, it's been great. It's everything I've expected coming off the national championship, and the spirit's really high, and confidence is really high going into the season. So everything's good, and it's just kind of would be nice to have a little bit longer of a training camp just to kind of prepare more for the first game, but we're going in with full confidence and full head of steam, so we're ready.
Year in and year out, always one of the toughest schedules in college soccer, no different this year.
Yeah, no, I love it. I think our players love the big stage. I think they love the challenge of seeing how we stack up. We want to harden them, toughen them, and I think the schedule will do that as well. We've got a very tough South Florida team coming this Thursday that returns 9 starters of a team that was pushing for the NCAA tournament. And then, of course, you've got, Murderers Row with Virginia, UCLA, and Akron coming before we get into some conference play. So
it's exactly what you want as a college soccer team, because if you look at last year, we're going into the first 10 games 4-5-1, and it's not looking good. But those teams that we played were the best teams in the country. So it's gradually just preparing us for the end of the season. And as you see how it paid off last season with the national championship, we were ready for everything going into the postseason.
Maryland kicks off their 2000